There are 3 things I'd never wish upon my greatest enemy: eating a peanut butter and mayo sandwich, being a Rent-A-Girlfriend fan, or having your favorite anime never get a sequel. I qualify for 2 of these. Sequels in anime are interesting because it can really be such a mixed bag. On one hand, you can have legendary sequels like Vinland Saga and Attack on Titan, but other series like One Punch Man can get significantly worse. In the worst case scenarios, you can end up with something like The Promised Neverland Season 2, but it really can be anything. Haikyuu was still good despite having a downgrade in animation, and Sound Euphonium was just recently able to end its series with a fantastic sequel. But every so often, a series comes around that captivates the entire community, only to never be heard from ever again. No Game No Life is one of these series. A legendary anime coming straight out of Madhouse's prime, No Game No Life was insane. The bright, flashy colors, the well-executed creative concept, the atmosphere to lose yourself in. 10 years later, No Game No Life is still a standout among anime. An isekai not based on self-insert high schoolers, but 2 geniuses not fit for their society, chosen by God himself to take over the world they're transported to. The characters win not by getting some OP cheat skill, but by outsmarting their opponent. To this day, No Game No Life is a breath of fresh air among isekai, but it rests at the bottom of Madhouse's catalog of anime to never get sequels. Year after year on April Fools, I have to hear from some hilarious individual about how No Game No Life is coming back, but why isn't it getting a sequel? There was some stuff about the creator plagiarizing and tracing art, with this article saying Season 2 was cancelled because of it, but a month later after the article was posted, the prequel movie came out, so clearly that wasn't true. I believe the creator went back and fixed all the plagiarism as well, but the truth is, we really have no idea why Season 2 was never made. Land of the Lustrous is a beautiful series created by Studio Orange, who you may know as the 3D Specialist Studio. Because of this, Land of the Lustrous is entirely in 3D, which worked well in its favor and its downfall. The 3D ruined any chance of it being popular in North America at least, but it's also one of the most eye-catching series I've ever seen. Characters' hair sparkles, the facial expressions were one of a kind in 2017, and yes, that's right, the CG show was made in 2017, the same time as this. Even by today's standards, it's one-of-a-kind animation. It truly was amazing how they pulled off some of these shots. The soundtrack is also stunning. It adds to the world and the characters, with certain characters having specific themes like Cinnabar being one of the best tracks I've heard personally. Story-wise, this series is also amazing, introducing us to a deformed Earth with gems as our main characters. Foss, the main character, has some of the best development I've seen in anime, even if I don't include the manga. Cinnabar has a truly tragic story, and Diamond has insecurity she wants to overcome. It truly is a beautiful series, but once again, was halted from any type of sequel. Devil is a Part-Timer got a sequel after 9 years, so you'd think there'd be some hope for Land of the Lustrous, but unfortunately, it seems Studio Orange has moved on to other projects. Beastars and Trigun are the 2 series Studio Orange has been working on recently, which clearly lead to all signs not pointing towards a sequel for Land of the Lustrous. Maid Sama is a little weird, because I've never heard of anyone disliking this series, don't fact check that, but I say it's weird because this isn't a series that people like giving a 10 out of 10. Maid Sama is a series I always see in people's favorites, and I think it's because of how much chemistry the main leads have. Maid Sama leans towards the fun side of anime, but somehow balances it just perfectly enough to be seen as a real romance in people's eyes. Maid Sama is actually made by JC staff, which leads to Maid Sama being very outdated animation-wise. But the most insane part of this is how little that really affects the show, but because of outdated animation, I believe Maid Sama would benefit more from a remake. They also rearranged the chapters around to bring some characters in earlier, so it would actually be a pretty good opportunity to stay faithful to the source material. Character-wise, Usui and Misaki are also very likable by themselves. Every single interaction between these 2 is fun and engaging in a way that other series just can't seem to replicate. Every single guy who has seen the show has wanted to be Usui at some point, with his favorites on my anime list passing Denshi, Shikamaru, and Meruem. There's no way. Misaki is one of those absurdly violent girls for no reason, but she's actually funny and likable, and to be honest, I would go as far as to say, even without Usui, Maid Sama would be great with just her alone. The side characters are whatever, but the idiot trio is pretty entertaining, so I wanted to mention them. Fruits Basket kind of recently got a full remake covering the entire manga, so maybe one day there could be hope for a Maid Sama remake. Subscribe, I do videos like this, and if you enjoyed, like or share the video around, I'd really appreciate it. Peace.